Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to our Sunday, May 2nd hangout. I see Margot is very much appreciating the music choice this morning. A little
I'm the youngest one in the
throwback, right? Some genuine. Isn't that who it is?
I have no idea.
All right, so just a couple of things. So the Clarissa and I were just looking at the summit schedule, so it is officially up. So for those of you that are not registered for summit, you need to register. It doesn't cost anything to register because it's all going to be digitally virtual like it was last year. It starts on the Wednesday, and then it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on the Saturday morning there's some additional super trainer workouts. So the timing is a little different than last year. So anyway, just book it off. It's July 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. And then that 17th, the Saturday morning, is the bonus workouts, which they haven't announced the schedules. The super workout is on the Friday morning. That's the big one with that's an hour and a half with all the trainers. So make sure that you have that time available. The second thing I wanted to mention this morning was, I did that stuff. So last week I showed you all my, kind of how I plan out my month, right? So I'm going to be talking about the coaching, what is coaching webinar, probably starting well, that's April. I'm that's not the right one. I have on there probably starting on Thursday this week on the 6th, so that it's pretty consistent for 8 or 9 days where I'm talking about coaching. We are talking about coaching so we can get people into the webinar. So what I did was in that the freshman free to be chat, I shared the kind of monthly posting thing. So I'm just going to pull one up so that I can show you kind of how I did it. So I went share screen basic here so that you can take some time and possibly do this today. So what I did, instead of following this schedule, because it doesn't work with the way that I've structured what I'm talking about in my business, is I went through, I started on Saturdays, and I went through and I used these ideas on Saturdays. I just changed the order of them because I want it to be targeted towards what I'm talking about, right? So this Sunday one, I think I actually moved that one down to here. So I just reorganized the ideas in here so that the first, from here on are all talking about coaching and how coaching has impacted my life. And then from here on is all talking about Fit Club, because I'm going to restart Let's Get Up on the 31st, right? So I want to make sure that I have people that are going to join me on that day. So that's kind of my suggestion for you, is to really look at this stuff. Am I going to get everything covered? No, I'm not, because the reality is I just don't have time for it. But it at least gives me okay, what am I talking about today in my social media? Oh, that's what I'm going to talk about today, whether it's in my stories or whether I do a quick live or whether I do a reel about it. At least the idea is there for me, and I'm not struggling with what to post, because I think that's oftentimes what paralyzes people. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, if you did not get your CEO code, you need to contact Beachbody. I just did it in a chat last time. So last month I never got mine. So I had a chat with them. The guy just gave me my code over my online chat. I didn't phone. I do know in my 1-star chat that some people had to phone to get theirs. Totally fine. It's oftentimes the way it's set up in email, and sometimes Gmail is just finicky and it will all of a sudden block something or send it to promotions or spam. Mm-hmm. So last month Clarissa got hers. This month, guess where I found hers? In the social folder, right? So you just have to look for it. It is there. And I really challenge everyone to use yours. Use yours. If you have someone you are talking to that is in the UK or in the US, it is a $100 or £100 for them to have a full year of fitness. I don't even care about the nutrition. I don't even care about the Shakeology. They are getting a full year of fitness for $100. That does not exist. That is less than $10 a month. So you need to, in Canada, it's $116 with the discount because it's $162 minus $46. So $116. That's unheard of. Every single person on our team by Wednesday night should have 2 points using their CEO code. 100%. It is the easiest. And if you aren't, you need to go back to every single person that you have talked to. So when I get home today, I'm going to go through my list of people I've just collected over the years and be like, look, I have this opportunity, and give them a cutoff date. So I've already messaged 2 people that have been extremely interested in the past, but financial things have been, kind of in the way. I don't really think it's financial things. I think it's the fear of failure that's more in the way for them. And just said, you have until tomorrow at 5 p.m. to sign up. This is your code if you want it. And if they don't use it by tomorrow at 5 p.m., I'm giving it to someone else. I'm not going to give them until Wednesday, because if I give them until Wednesday, then I'm going to waste the code, right? So just don't do that. Give them, say, look, I know we were chatting about this in the past. I will never be able to offer you this price ever again. And Carl explains why. I don't know if you saw his video in the Beachbody Champions page when he announced the CEO code. He said when they have a program that launches and the program has equipment, they cannot offer something like this because they need to budget and project how many packages they're going to sell in order to have that amount of equipment. They would have no idea how to do that when there's a program that has equipment. The majority of programs have equipment. This one doesn't. So they can do it with this. So we will never, maybe in another 5 or 6 years, we'll be able to offer something that like this. But we've never seen it. We've been coaching for 6 years. Never seen
back in the day, we had to buy, if we want to try a new program,
we had to buy a DVD.
New set of DVDs
all
the time.
Right?
I remember buying P90X.
It was
$230.
I think it was 75. I think it was 275.
It was expensive.
Yeah.
I think that was USD. It came to.
Oh, okay. 230 USD. Yeah, 275 Canadian. So you really need to go back to those people and be like, look, I know that we chatted about this before. I can offer you this. It's going to come with the bonus of nutrition and some supplements to try and all of that. But you're never going to get home workouts, fitness for less than $10 a month, ever. Right? So I really would, every single one of you, and give them tomorrow. They have until Monday at 5 p.m. If they haven't used the code, go on to somebody else. Be like, sorry friend, I need to use this code.
Make sure you get their email, Shakeology flavor. So it's like ready to fire the share card.
Well, first of all, you need to just say, are you going to use it? And get the confirmation that they're going to use it.
Yes.
Right?
and then you have that information.
Yeah. So that's my challenge for the week, is that every single person on the team has 2 points by Wednesday at 5 p.m. By contacting everyone you've ever talked to about this, everyone you know who's interested in fitness, and getting them started with this, because that, like, $100 in the US, seriously, $100. Like, show me another place where they're going to get fitness that's scaffolded for them to get results. That's $100. It's not going to happen. So anyway, that's and I'm all of a sudden, all these names are going through my head of people I'm getting signed up. So, and if you really feel like I'm just not going to be able to use my code, then you can send us your code, because Clarissa and I will 100% use your code. Yes. 100%.
Then Tamara's going to have 100 points on her leaderboard.
Yeah. It was a good month last month, that's for sure. So, so that's my thoughts for this morning. Plan yourself out for this month on what you're going to, and that doesn't mean you can't talk about a fit club, and you can't, of course, I'm going to be still sharing my workouts, but I'm going to be talking about it more in the sense of coaching. for the first little bit. And then my plan is on my calendar. I have actually planned a free group for the 19th, 20th, and 21st. Just a hydration challenge, because I've had great success with hydration challenges in the past. So, so that's my plan. I'm going to do one myself, get some people into that, run a Facebook group. I'm only going to do it 3 days. I'm going to do it a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I kick it off on a Tuesday and then I finish on the Saturday, because that's what will work for me mentally. As I work on report cards, and like I know Emma is working on studying for finals and all of that sort of stuff. So,
and baby's at home.
Yes. So, okay, I'm done talking. 15 minutes. Woohoo! Who's next? Go.
Me.
Yeah.
I've been sending a lot of sample workouts to people and following up with them on it. And I'm getting stuck with the reply of, oh, I've been busy, I've been too tired, and all that stuff. And in my head, I keep thinking, well, if you're too busy to try just a sample workout, like what are you going to do when you want to try the full workout? And so I'm like stuck on like how I can kind of turn that around. And if I can use like the code in some way, well, like, hey, you know, if we get you signed up right away, you know, with this, like, I'll help you get there. Or I don't know. I figure, how can I, you know, flip that switch?
I would turn it back on them and ask them how they want to feel, because so many times people are stuck on, I feel so tired.
I don't want to fuck up.
I don't have enough time. Right? And what happens then is that's what they create in their life. They create more tired. They create a lack of time. We all have the same 24 hours. My life is insane. I can say, like, I know Emma's is insane. She's got so much on the go. Brittany's opening up a coffee shop with her and her husband's place. Margot works full time too. Like, everyone on here has a full plate. So it's, how do they want to feel? So I would say to them, like, I know we were chatting about this in the past, and fitness will help you have more energy. It's only 30 minutes. You're going to have a better day because you're going to be happier afterward. It's a given. You cannot be more miserable after a workout. It just isn't. It's impossible. Yeah, you might be frustrated because a moila kicked your ass, but you know, it's impossible to be grumpier after a workout than it is. So I would really turn that back on them and be like, so I have this, I'm going to use an example. This lady I used to work with, teacher, and she just keeps talking to me about how she's so tired and she has 3 kids at home and this school year is killing her. And I was like, yeah, you need to work out because it's going to give you the energy and the endorphins and the happiness factor. I'm like, fitness is the only reason I've made it through this year, you know? So it's kept me saying, you need to do this. Well, 3 kids at home, I'm so tired all the time. That's when my alarm goes at 4:45 in the morning. Like, sorry, you got to find those pockets of time, whether it's when they first, some people, it's just not going to work out at 4:45 or 5:30, and that's fine. Get them to work out right after work. Have them, girl, set your workouts close out. So as soon as you walk in the door from work, you are committing to 30 minutes of your workout, right? And do it right when you get home. The rest of their evening is going to be amazing because they did that.
Ashley, send a voice message.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do. I usually keep it personal.
Not working out at all. He puts a smile on my face all the time. Like, they want to hear the excitement in your voice. And with people that I don't know, when I send a voice message, it feels like we're best friends. Then some of them, they voice message me back. Like, oh, that's so nice to hear your voice, Larissa. That's how I'm doing. And then I send them to Tamara. I do share a card.
Yeah, I'll do voice memos and they'll be surprised that I do that. And then I'll get a couple back and I'll be like, yeah, like we're human beings. We get it. You know, like I'm not just this robot, you know? So yeah, definitely going to have to, you know, kick that in high gear and be like, how do you want to feel? What do you want to do? Like, let's do this, you know? So yeah.
I would just really put it on and like explain to them, you know, our brains fixate on what we talk about. And if you're talking about being tired all the time.
Talk about the assistant so they kind of understand.
No, I don't know. Not with her conversation.
No, I'm talking about like with our coaches.
Yeah. But our brains will fixate on that and it'll create that. It'll create more tired. It'll create what we're looking for, you know? So I had this, one of my students, so I teach grade 7 and we're gonna start a puberty unit, right? So sexual health and all that sort of stuff. And I have this girl in my class who she came out last year. So she's full, like her first question to me of the year was, what are my thoughts on LGBTQT? And I just laughed. I was like, I wonder what I think, right? So no one's ever asked me in class, and it's not like I walk around being like, oh, I've had a girlfriend for 8 years. Like it's not a conversation. Anyway, she put into the question box one day a question that said, why are so many people against the Black Lives Matter movement and against the LGBTQT movement? And I said to her, I was like, I don't think so many people are. I think if you're looking for those people, you're going to find them. If you're looking for the people who are supportive, which is probably the majority of people, you're going to find them, right? I haven't found negativity on social media because I don't look for it, you know? So if that person you're talking to is looking for tired, they're gonna find tired. Mm-hmm. They're looking for feeling fat and lazy, they're gonna find the McDonald's drive-through. They're not going to find the freshies where they can get the salad, you know?
Well, it's funny because I work with her. I see her at the hospital all the time. So we're the same kind of busy, you know, like high capacity, like we're both tired. So it's kind of like, you know, like I see you, like, I know you can do this, you know, like it's possible. It's just, a matter of, you know, what you say and how you want to feel. And so.
So usually what I say to someone in that is I'm like, I totally get it. It's hard to change for sure because our brains are wired funny. We are interesting, strange creatures, that's for sure. And then I would say, my biggest question for you right now is how do you want to feel? Because then if she's how I think she is, she's going to be like, I don't want to feel tired. I don't want to feel. And then you can say, but you're telling yourself that that's what you want because your brain isn't going to negate it. It's not going to turn off that I don't want to feel tired. So then you have to turn it into, no, tell me how you want to feel. I want to feel energized, alive, vibrant. I want to feel all of these amazing things. It's not about how I don't want to feel, right? So get her to talk about. And if she does say those, like, I don't want to feel tired, then let her know, like, you're creating that. So let's find some words that you want to feel. How do you want to feel? Because oftentimes people can't even answer the question. They're so stuck in their, like, not wanting to feel that way, but then creating it for themselves without even realizing it, that they don't know how to get out of that. And then all of a sudden you ask them, they're like, oh shit, I never even thought about that. You know, my principal joined us in the summertime. And I said to her, how do you want to feel? And she sent me a giant list of all the things she doesn't want. And I was like, dude, like you just created all this in your life. Like you got to focus on how you want to feel. I said, send me 3 words, how you want to feel. And she was like, oh, nobody ever asked me that before. I never thought about it that way before. Like, yeah. So that's what I would do. And if you see her every day, have that conversation face to face with her, right? Be like, I totally get it. I'm tired. Our job is demanding. Like, but how do you want to feel?
Yep. Another thing I just kind of point out something that's been working for me is when I'm answering my own questions, you know, in the question box, it gets people that I know have been watching and we've been kind of talking, having more one-on-one conversations that I'm like, yes, okay, let's keep talking, you know. And I found like that's actually been working a lot for me because I've just been getting to like, oh my gosh, like what's going on here, you know? So I'm like, I'm just gonna answer my own questions and I'm gonna do this. And it gets people talking, you know, like, oh, hey, there's other people wondering about this. And, you know, and that's been working out like really well. So
that's awesome that you're doing that, because I've never, like, we so rarely, and I know Sarah mentioned it on a call, that the question box one is the least used tool in Instagram. Like, people actually won't click on it. And it makes sense. Like, I'm not going to click on someone's and answer the question. Like, I know I'm not. So why would I put that in my stories if I don't work that way? Right. So it definitely makes sense. But then when Estelle shared that you can actually answer your own questions, I was like, oh, that's a good, you know, I bet you that would be like great. And you could do anything, like
anything.
You could do a nutrition one, you could do a hydration one, you could do a workout one, you could do a why you're coaching one, you know, and break all of those like misconceptions about what coaching is, you know? So yeah, 100%. Thank you for sharing, Ash. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who else? How's everybody else doing? Any questions? I just found hair everywhere.
I'm waiting to talk because I want to go last in a sense, because I probably, I've just been getting started this week. So I'm in my first week of, it's overwhelming. That's so incredibly exciting. I'm loving watching the videos on Free2Be website and getting through things. But then I come across a question that I think is ridiculous. Like, can't figure out the bod groups thing. And then I feel ridiculously silly. And I'm like, we're just going to close the computer for a minute and go like think about my extra workout tomorrow. So, you know, and so I know there are no dumb questions, but when you're looking at the bod groups versus the Facebook groups, what is the difference? Why do you make one and not the other? Am I completely off? And are bod groups the same thing as the Facebook groups?
So the bod group is the same thing.
Okay.
We used to have an app called the My Challenge Tracker app. So when we first started, we always ran our groups in Facebook.
There was no.
There was no app, right?
There's no.
So we were always on Facebook, and then they came out with the My Challenge Tracker app, which I used and I loved. And the reason that I love using that and now bod groups instead of using the Facebook group is because I have the power to go look at. So let me show you here. Not this one, this one. So if I go to my bod group, and like everyone is welcome to join my bod group, I'm just not going to add you as admin. I will add your people because I personally can't, and I know it's just me being silly. I don't like it when it says like a million coaches in there. So here's my bod group, right? So if I go to participants, I can then, it's going to show me, oh, Amanda's logged 23 workouts. I can go click on Amanda's and I can see her calendar of how many times she's worked out. So I can go to, right now she started it as a 3-week, but then when I go to the calendar, it'll show me the days. So all the blue dots are she's done a workout. And then if she had been drinking the Shakeology and logging it, all the green, it would show green dots underneath. So I like it for this reason because I can track people here. The other reason I like it is because I can go to participants and I can go to send a message. I can click on whoever I want to send a message to, and it will send them a direct message. I can't do that in a Facebook group, right? So I can't see in a Facebook group how someone is doing when it comes to their journey. Whereas in the bod group, it's all right here.
And Sam, some people, they don't want to share a sweaty selfie on Facebook because they're paranoid that it's going to be like on their feed or something. So bod group is like a place that they can hide.
Yeah, so that's
Safe place.
Okay.
And the other thing is it's all in your app.
Yeah.
Right. So you literally.
I went request a group and it.
Yeah, I just
requested-
haven't, I saw it, I got the email this morning that you have a new join request, but I haven't had a chance to look at.
it's been like the last 5 days of just getting familiar with everything,
Yeah.
and these
So
conversations.
that's why I love the bod group. I think some people like Sarah Batiste has always done the Facebook group and prefers the Facebook group. She's kind of forcing herself to use the bod group. And now there's features in there now where you can go live in your bod group. You can share more videos, whereas in the beginning we couldn't do that. So that's why, that's my personal thing. And I like that everything is right in the app now. So I can track my food in the app. I can track my workout in the app. I can track my Shakeology in the app. I don't have to go somewhere else. It's all right there for me. So.
And Sam, on Mondays, we have something called the National Wake Up Call. So there's always like a speaker. And after the National Wake Up Call, there is it Kevin, his name?
Yeah, Kevin Shaw.
He always teaches how to use the bod group.
Oh,
Every week now he
Every-
teaches.
yeah.
okay, cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, and remember, we all started at day one, so there are no bad questions.
Oh, tell Sam.
Every question is a good question. I don't care if it's about like Instagram stories. I don't care if it's about bod group. Every question is a good question. Okay?
Tell Sam about Summit because she was just hopping on after.
Oh yeah. Did you get yourself registered for Summit? Okay, so Coach Summit, normally we would be going to St. Louis this year, which is not happening, obviously. Thank you, COVID. Yes, so much.
But because you're local,
yeah.
we're gonna meet somewhere and we're gonna have like
Hopefully, we're gonna meet
yes,
somewhere.
hopefully.
Yes.
Okay.
So
With
Emma
our
just
local
like,
team.
we did it last year. It was so awesome. We did like a big live workout.
And then you
There
can
were
be
like 30 of us, right?
Yeah, there was lots
Last
of
year.
us.
And we were all like spread out, and we met on a field, and there was a plug there, so I was able to use my big stereo. And there were like 3 or 4 of us that were up front that did the workout. Like we watched it, and then we were doing it so that other people could follow. Margot was there. Were you there for the workout though, or did you come late? Yeah.
No, I missed the workout. I don't know what I was doing earlier in the day, but I was obviously doing something. So
I
I
think it was
got
Har's
there.
birthday. I feel like
Oh,
Har's
yes, it was.
birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, if you can book that off and get registered, that will be amazing.
Yeah.
Because you're local, so you have the chance to connect with us. The local.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun. And it just, even the trainings are super amazing, right? Like there's going to be speakers, there's going to be the biggest loser contest, right? Like the people that have the biggest transformations and that win the Beachbody Challenge. And so it's very powerful for sure. Of course, it would be amazing if we could actually be in St. Louis. We'll find out where next year's is, and hopefully next year we'll be able to go.
Amazing. I can only imagine what it's
Yeah.
like to be there.
Well, the crazy thing, like it's 25,000 people. So 25,000 of us working out.
At 6 a.m. because they close the street,
Yeah.
usually, Sam. So last one in Indianapolis was just, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so amazing.
Yeah. It's one of those things. So Clarissa and I always talk about it, and we compare it to Zumba. So when we would go to like the Zumba conferences,
Mhm.
people would go super early and like put their water bottles down to hold their spot. Sergeline, I don't know if you've experienced this at all, but this was our experience with Zumba. They put their water bottle down, and you do not mess with that spot. If you mess with that spot, you are likely to get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
There is no, we talk about Zumba love, but that just doesn't exist when you are like, because they are like fighting for that spot. You go to a
They
beach
wanna
body
be
thing.
a celebrity.
Yeah.
Beto is gonna find me. I'm gonna be a star.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
You go to a beach body thing, people move to give you room. They're like, oh yeah, you can go right here.
Yeah, come family. We're all family.
Join. I was like, wow, people are nice.
Yeah. Remember
Not
that
at a Zumba conference.
classes.
People
I
are
just
not
did
nice.
classes. It's like, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So it's pretty powerful. 24,000 people all working out, all different ages, fitness levels. Like it's so mind blowing when you go.
And plus, in the Zumba convention, everything you have to pay for. So the first time that Tamara and I we went, because we qualified to so many things. We had like photo op, we got Success Club trip, not trip, what's that thing? Party that we qualified.
Oh yeah.
So out of a sudden they were like, got these VIP bracelets and we're going to these things and they're serving our stuff. And I was like, and we have a private show. And I was like, what is this? That was amazing.
That was at
Yeah.
Beach Party, not Zoom.
Sounds like
Not
people
Zoom.
are
Zoom,
super-
everything's paid.
Yeah.
There's no
You want to
VIP
go to
stuff.
this? Oh, it's $40. You want to go to
Yeah.
this? Oh, there's another $25. Oh, you want this?
No, they spoil us rotten. Yeah.
Sounds like people are friendly, and that's the nice thing about going to conventions, because you
Yeah.
want to be able to talk to somebody without feeling like you're in your little clique and stuff.
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely. So cool. So yeah, remember that. All questions are good questions. You don't have to close your computer. You can just be like, hey, what is this?
Adding to that, what you just said about the Beachbody world and the Beachbody people, it is a weird group because they are unbelievably
Nice.
kind, gracious, caring, loving, helpful. And I am on Tamara and Clarissa's team because I was on a previous team, which wasn't really a team. It was one person and she didn't know what the hell she was doing. And I was trying to help her. She was trying to help me. And Tamara and Clarissa, who were not on that team, were actually came to that person's house to try and teach us and try and help us. You don't get that like in anything. You don't get that. Like my husband works at for Yokohama Tire, and I said, and there's a woman on my team who works for a tire company, and I said, Christine, it's like Yokohama Tire comes to your whatever and tries to train you if you guys are struggling with selling your tires. Like it's a very, and the events that I've gone to, I've had coaches from other teams. I'm still friends with them and we cheer each other on, and it's a weird and wonderful group. Like seriously, it's completely different than humankind that we see on the news right now. So it's a very amazing world. And a couple things I want to say about the Ashley's question and stuff. If people are making excuses and making excuses and making excuses, eventually you need to sort of, okay, give them love. And Kim sends me a motivational text almost every morning. She says, good morning, BFF, or rise and or whatever. And you just sort of you got to move on though. I mean, otherwise you'll get stuck with that, trying to make that person see what we see. And if you kind of sometimes leave them, they'll be like, wait a sec, hang on. I want what you're telling me. I want you to chase me a little bit, which we don't want to do. It's sort of this is sort of a classy fitness and health minded group, and we just are. And you just have to sort of like, okay, thanks, I'll carry on, and if you're ever open to it, join me, and if not, that's okay too. And it's funny how those words will make them chase you eventually. It takes some time. This all takes time, and I know it's your first week, but literally, hopefully you'll be here we'll be talking on this thing 5 years from now, and we'll all have bigger teams and we'll all be helping more people. This sort of business is actually your life as well. You're eating well, you're exercising, you're staying fit, you're staying strong. So there's no downside to this business for your own personal goals. So just, in my opinion, just stick with it and keep going and enjoy. And yeah, my son has just come down with his girlfriend, and here they are. And do you want to come and say hi to everybody?
Hey,
Where's TJ? Oh, hi. TJ. What's her name? What's her name?
Anyway, that was, and then the summit thing. So I'll get my team to register for summit. That question box you were talking about. So you're Ashley, you were talking about. So you can, I didn't see the training. So you can go to Instagram and ask a question and answer the question yourself.
Yeah,
so
like
in your
you write the
stories,
question.
If I went and I, like, let's just say I put this in my story, right? At the top, the box that has the like little smiley face that takes me to the GIF, like here, where there's the GIF and stuff, one of the things is questions. So it says questions. So if I click on it, I can ask a question, right? So I can type in any question I want to on here. But this is the least used.
People don't have
People
the time of the day to like.
They don't answer it. So let's say it's a question you want to ask about, like, what are your common misconceptions about what I do, right? You can then go in and reply. Nobody can see that it was you that replied, right? So you put it in your story and then you reply a bunch of different answers and then you share those answers in there. So that nobody knows that it
Tricking
was
the
you,
system.
but you can answer those misconceptions right in your story yourself.
Oh Lord, that's brilliant.
So like, I'll use that feature if I know it's super busy at work and like I just don't have time to like talk or post a lot of stuff. So I'll be like, hey, it's super busy at work. Like, ask me some questions you're wondering about, and then I'll just answer them myself. And then sometimes people come out of the woodwork and ask me questions. So it's a good like filler and feeler at the same time. So yeah. Oh, I also had a question about the CEO code. Does that mean that do they have to be a preferred customer or just a customer or both to use
just
it?
a customer.
Just a regular customer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
awesome.
will launch
Yeah.
today. It was
Yeah.
about 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time last time it launched. It's only the supplements that launch usually around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But the programs, when they come out, they launch the night before around 5 p.m. So you will be able to send your carts later today.
Okay.
Any other questions?
One thing I was going to say that I'm thinking about doing, because I think ahead, like summertime, usually for people who you're talking to about in-home fitness, it's not necessarily the greatest couple of months, just because now the sun is shining, people are outside, people are doing, walking and maybe jogging or whatever. So you might, I live in a neighborhood here I've got Kim and I've got Sabrina, who's a new coach of mine who's in the neighborhood. And I was thinking about on a sunny day, going to a local park and putting bands around our legs or whatever and doing some photos or some videos to hold in the bank and to keep for later. So then we can, I don't know whether it's going to be summer strong or what our theme is going to be for the summer, but then you can have some images of you and somebody working out at a park in the sun with bands on your legs. So you're actually able to do your workouts outside as well. So something to think about for promotion for the summer is what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Unless you live in Florida or Georgia, where it's summer all the time. Right? Yeah, you don't have that luxury.
Right, dress up.
And certainly. Or you're in Atlanta, right? Yeah, it's pretty warm there. They don't get snow. Not that we get much snow. I think Brittany gets more snow than we do. Ashley probably wins in terms of snow. Oh no, Lena does. Yeah. Right? Anyone else have anything you want to share? Questions, things going on? We should do a quick picture before people have to start popping off.
Bobby, can you come make an appearance? Let me see if Bobby wants to make an appearance. I think she wants to.
I don't know.
No, Bobby's sleeping.
Oh, Bibi Lovely! Yeah, she was here. Smile.
Oh, how adorable.
Now's your chance. Bounce ideas, ask questions.
Morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Michelle.
Oh,
I kind
hi,
of guessed that it
Michelle.
was, I didn't know that area.
Sorry, I'm having bad interconnection here. But I just completed my last workout 9-week control freak off the wall, and I'm ready for another workout program. So this was my 6th workout program that I completed.
Woo!
I'm excited. So I'm debating whether to do, I like Let's Get Up because of the dance, of course. And I like Lift 4. So I think I might do hybrid. I don't know what your thoughts are, because I still want to do the weights, because I'm, enjoying weightlifting now, which, I was always intimidated. Like, you're going to bulk up if you do heavy weights, but that's not true anymore. But I wanted to mix both of them in. What are your thoughts?
So I think for someone like you, it's totally fine. I wouldn't do that for someone starting, because someone starting likely has some sort of goal of weight loss or even just getting into routine. I wouldn't start them with a hybrid. But because like, you're teaching Zumba, you are
Super active.
Already active. Like,
super fit already.
I would do the, like, Lift 4 was
Thanks,
created.
Clarissa.
Yeah. Lift 4 was created with the idea that we could go do our other things that we enjoy. Like, I remember Joel talking about that when he first launched the program. It was so that you could do your running and you could do your other spin classes and you could do your whatever it is that you want to on those off days. So I would just like print off both calendars and put them on. I wouldn't even like call it a hybrid, because on the days that if you're teaching Zumba, like just do Lift 4. If you're not teaching Zumba, then maybe do Let's Get Up. If it's one of the Let's Get Up workouts that has the weights, then don't do the Lift 4 part. You know what I mean? So I just think listen to what's working for you, and you can talk about both programs in your social media. You don't have to be like, you could say like you're doing 2, and you can explain to people why you're doing 2 different ones. But then you talk to them in the sense that like, I would
starting your journey.
Yeah, if you're just starting, I would never start someone like this. We would pick one program, you would work on that one program, you'd finish that one program, and then you move on to another program. Until they're in that routine of like kind of where they want to be in their journey, but also of making sure the fitness is happening. Right?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I did.
And I just had
the past 2 weeks, I did Transform 20 and Body Beast. So I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking of those 2 also.
Yeah.
So, but.
Yeah, because Transform 20 is only the 20 minutes, right? So.
Right.
Just careful, because Tamara got injured the first time she did it. So many push-ups, that was the thing?
Yeah, it's push-ups on the step, and I hurt my elbow, and it took like, I don't even know, like maybe a year for it to get better. It was.
So just careful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So move slower on this if you do that one.
I'm doing the combo. I haven't done that M. Wallace workouts ever before, the 4 weeks of the prep. And I cannot believe the difference between, like, I'm sweating like crazy with that one. And then I'm doing the dance, like Sean T's Let's Get Up. So, which is completely the opposite, but it's cool because I do the hard, while you're swearing at me, and then the dancing the next day. So it's quite the hybrid.
Yeah.
Any other?
What do you think? Sorry, was there just
on the picture?
Yep, she was. She made it on, and Brittany was there too before she had to go. Well, that's all
also, sorry. I mentioned, so everyone has been watching on my Instagrams, and my friends and family said, "Oh my gosh, Michelle, what have you done? You've motivated, you inspired me." And I send them the free sample workouts, and I've also kept in touch with them. And they're like, "Oh, I don't know when I could do it." So it's just been, I don't know, maybe hard, frustrating to, tell them, this is not a quick shortcut. I've worked so hard to do this since like August of last year. And it's easy workouts, only 30 minutes. I mean, they provide you free nutrition. I mean, I've given them so many things that, so many offers. This is the opportunity to do it. And I've also told them, summer's coming up. You know, what are you waiting for? You know, I'll do it with you. You know, I'm going to take your hand and we're going to do it together, but nothing.
Okay, Michelle, family, it's a complicated issue. My brother, when I started, said, "You're gonna do what? Home workouts?" But made fun of me for so long. 3 years in, Gla, can you please help me? I'm really not feeling well. I think I'm gonna try your home workouts. Okay, I'll pack it up some Shakeology and I'll bring some DVDs with me next time I go to Brazil. And then he looked amazing. So 3 years. My sister was the only one that when she saw me, she just had the twins. The twins were born in October. She was feeling awful, nothing fit. And she said, "Can you please help me?" And for her to say that was like huge, but she was actually the first one that helped me. And then she did it for 4 months and she looks amazing. Now she's into CrossFit, but she still does the nutrition and everything. But family, Michelle, you just have to keep doing.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe don't say anything. Just show your results. And even people that have been people that have been watching me for a long time, they come to me after 6 years, right? So
Right.
I'm the 6-year person, by the way. Literally 6 years I've known these girls. 6 years.
And Sam was like, it's not that you two had a drastic transformation, but just watching the journey and how you are accountable with this. So yeah, some people, they just need time. That thing really works. What's the Margot, your thing? I don't want to fall into those diets and
I really want to lose weight, but I don't want to eat.
Right.
Whatever that. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to. Yeah.
I love it.
Weight, but
I love that.
I want to lose weight, but I don't want to be pulled into one of those diet and exercise scams.
Yeah. So, but
that's hilarious.
Thing that works, right? The long term and being consistent.
Yeah, it happened to me. When I posted on Russian in UK, remember you told me that you reached out to your Brazilians in Canada. So I tried to post on Russians, people in UK. And then one girl said, "Oh, so it's Beachbody." And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, you need to exercise and keep your nutrition on track." So no, I don't think I can. And I'm like, what the hell? You just, because they all want, just take one pill and wake up tomorrow. And that's all they posting. They post, and if you drink this tea, you'll wake up tomorrow and you are in complete health. But that, no. Yeah, that's
you have to
sure.
understand the long term, and it takes time, and you just have to be consistent. And it's never a perfect journey, but it's the compound effect that's gonna play a big role at the end of the thing, right? And there is never, for me, that was the thing. For me to be on nutrition plan, there is always a deadline. And then I was going to be able to eat everything that I wanted again, drink all the booze and eat all the dessert and, But now, no, I know it's a lifestyle. So that's how I see. So it's forever. So when you understand that, it happens.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It's so true.
Yeah,
and
that's so
it is
true. So true.
For sure. The other thing, Michelle, is catch the beginning of the call too, because we were talking to Ashley about tapping into asking them how they want to feel. Because I think when you really have that conversation with someone and they have that conversation with themselves, I guarantee you most people answer the question with how they don't want to feel. So, but I talked about that in the beginning of the call.
And you know how we learned that?
Thank you.
You know how we learned that? Just going back a little bit, just to give a little background story. When you go, we have a little server that he writes everything to give us, to serve us. And
in our brain.
So I used to say that, and it's so true. I'm gonna be fat by Christmas time because I know Christmas, New Year, I'm just gonna be fat. So what the server got? Be fat. Kind of eat all the food so I can serve her fat. And I was always gaining weight year after year. When I remember in Brazil that. And then when the lady said, "No, you have to talk differently," "Oh, I'm gonna look amazing after Christmas and New Year." So that totally changed for me. But I carried that for so many years. And the background story is when you go renovate your kitchen, and so it's all gutted out. So now we're gonna choose the color, and then the person's like, "I don't want blue."
So I don't want red and I don't want brown. No, you need to say
So
what
what do you
color
want?
you want in your kitchen. And the kitchen analogy for me was really like, oh yeah, we need to say how you want to feel, what color we want our kitchen, the cupboards and everything. I was like, oh, and the appliances, right? So after that, it's just everything started clicking in and making sense.
And I can pretty much guarantee that all of us experience this with coaching too, right? In the sense that like, you know, there's many months where I'm like, I'm not a good leader, right? I'm not 2-star yet, so obviously I'm not a good leader. And then I look for the ways that I'm not a good leader instead of, you know, I'm working on my leadership skills every month, and I'm supporting my team the best way that I can. And then I will look for those moments. It's really, really powerful how we talk to ourselves, right? So if you feel like you're going to be a fraud with coaching, you're going to find all of the ways out. You're going to find all of the excuses. You know, if you've been at this for 3 or 4 years and you're like, why haven't I seen success yet? You're going to find all of the reasons why you haven't seen success, instead of looking at this in the sense that this is such a personal journey, right? I am not the person, like Andressa was one of our first coaches. I'm not the same person
I was so shy, Andressa,
when I met her. I am not. Yeah, I'm still Tamara, and I still like my core being is the same, and that energy is the same, and the way that you know, and love and all of that. But in terms of coaching and how I see people, it's really shifted, and it's such a personal journey. And honor your personal journey. If this has been your personal journey for 2 years because of life and other things, that's great. Now focus on, where do you want to go next? Where is this taking you next? You know, I love that I get the opportunity to grow as a leader and look for chances for me to show up as a leader instead of like, oh, I'm not where I want to be. Right? So it's really powerful how we look at that and how we talk to ourselves. Serve yourself what you want to be served.
And I told
vision board
with Andressa that time when she signed up, I was so intimidated because she's like American. She speaks Portuguese amazingly. Like her mom did a really good job teaching her Portuguese, but I was always like, even like scared to speak English close to her because like her English is perfect. So I didn't want to speak English in front of Andressa. And now, yeah, it has been a long personal journey for me. Coaching has given me so much confidence. It's crazy. Yeah. I wouldn't be talking here in the call before. I would just be hiding somewhere.
Well, Clarissa only started talking in our social media like a year ago.
October. No, it was October. And Andressa knows why.
Yeah. So honor that it's your journey and where do you want to go next, right? And you'll find it. If you focus on where you want to go, you will find it. I promise you.
Yeah, and it's totally like limiting beliefs that are kind of holding you back. And that was like my thing with talking on social media in English. It was like totally a limiting belief that was totally holding me back. Like, enough is enough. I can do this. I can be an influencer.
That happens to me all the time. You know, every time I look at your posts and then I follow Christina and then I follow Nikita and all those girls, and like even Emma, you know, she makes the posts and I'm like, oh my God, I will never be able to post something like this because my English, it takes me like 3 days to create a post in my brain. And, you know, and because like English, obviously, no matter how much I speak it, but it's not my first language.
You have to go with the flow. Your videos are amazing, Olina. And you just have to get over that. Yeah.
Here's the thing too. Yeah. Most people that know you, I wish I spoke another language. I think having the ability to speak multiple languages is such an attractive quality. It's so admirable. The fact that, like, you know, she grew up in a country where her thoughts were in Portuguese and has shifted to, like, it blows my mind. Those are the people that are going to follow you. That's who you want. If someone doesn't like your post because your grammar is off, they're not your person, right? So don't let that shit go. Let it go. The people that love you could care less if your grammar is off. They respect you for the fact that you speak 2 languages. And you need to hold on to that, not the, oh, my English isn't perfect. Yeah. Because you have a powerful message in both languages. Like, share your light that way, not worry about grammar and spelling.
And you have more market to reach, right? So yeah, it's much bigger. I seriously cannot wait until we go to Brazil. Like I have so many people that have been watching me for so long and they want to do this. They want to do this. They want to do this. Because the happiness factor is like not included. It comes with the journey.
For sure. Like
Right?
for me, even I was telling my husband, like I've never have ever imagined myself dancing in front of the camera and then posting the videos and then tagging somebody else. It was like,
no, Lina
you
was
know,
the most private person I have ever met. I didn't even really know what was going on because she was on the ship. She wouldn't even post like stuff from like traveling. She was super extremely private.
yeah, because you know, like it's just my culture. People are so jealous, and every time like I used to post something like my every little plan that I had or anything, it's just breakdown because people like you don't even realize what people think, you know, and can say behind your back, and it's just like I just couldn't. So I stopped posting because like, you know, even my relationship with my husband was falling at some point was falling apart because like people were looking at, oh, you're so cute, I hate you, you know, and things like that. That was like scary for me. So I stopped, I shut down from social media completely because like, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore because, but right now you opened up a different light for me that.
But that's what Tamara says. If you look for that, that's where you're gonna find. And she always said
Exactly.
about, like,
and then
social media is so negative, and you always said, but I never really found it because
experienced it. And if I did, it was weird things like people sending us like weird masturbation videos
and
on
then we
Instagram
just block.
that I just would block them, and I would be like, okay, I don't know what about my page said that I needed this video, but block, right? Like so I totally, at the same time, I honor that where I grew up and my experience is nothing like that, right? Like people here are not
like that.
The thing that I would like for you to hold on to though is you're then living your life for someone else. Right? You don't get to shine your authentic light and be your authentic
your
self
Olina
because you are
light
dimming your light because of other people. And what they say has nothing to do with you.
It's where they are.
It's their issue.
Yeah, it's where they are.
Not you. And that's what you need to hold on to, because the more you post for that, post for yourself. Post for the Olina that you
used to be
when I met you and you and I did 21 Day Fix in the kids club. Post for that Olina, like post for her because she's there. And the other ones will go away.
Yeah.
They'll disappear. They'll just fade away because they won't be able to they're not going to keep up with the negativity, and they'll get to a point where they're just like, I can't follow this person anymore. Right. And then they just or they shift and they're like, what are you doing? Like, I need some of this.
I need this happiness in
right?
my life.
So you just have to like, who cares what they say? It's not, literally has nothing to do with you.
And most of our team, we all met because of social media.
Yeah.
And we're together.
I love like Sergeline's story. How many years did we, like, I think it took you 3 years to sign up.
A long time.
Yeah. And then one day she messaged me out of the blue and she's like, okay,
I'm ready.
I need it on this. Right. And we would chat every once in a while. It wasn't like it was like non-existent, but at the same time, it takes people a while. They have to be ready, and they're not ever be ready, and they'll disappear or they will. Yeah. Right. So post.
I remember we met last year. But that's just last
Michelle,
year.
I remember talking to
through
you.
social media.
Yeah, I remember talking to Michelle, and like Zumba kind of brought us together, and we're like talking about it.
Yes.
Michelle was the only person who signed up from our Instagram.
Oh, look at that
info session. Yeah.
And we talked for a while, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't right away.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
I'm very thankful.
I think I was the only person that said, okay, what do I have to do? Where do I sign? Here's my visa. Because I needed out. I needed out of my daycare life because I was not in the mental state to be working with little kids. So I needed something else. And I loved fitness. was like, okay, I'm not gonna do the home workouts because I like the gym. I told her that. But yeah, and then I made this my career, and I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I got to meet all you beautiful ladies and be best friends.
Yeah. So shine your light this week, ladies.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna steal all of Sergeline's songs and use them for Zumba.
Oh yeah, she
Every
always
time
says
she
that.
posts,
So
I'm
she's like, she has the best
where
songs.
is this
Okay,
coming from? Where do you
so
find this
speaking of-
music? I need this.
She has the best
It's on
songs.
Instagram. It's on Instagram.
No,
And
I
that's how I've
you
been.
search.
Soca.
You just search soca.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
On the
Soca is
music
like
thing, just search soca.
Caribbean,
And
best,
a bunch of them
Soca is
come
my
up.
best
life.
beats.
Soca and dance hall.
Question. Is
Mhm.
that what you guys do with, like, I'm thinking about my next program already because I'm almost 30 days into 100-day meltdown, which to me, I've never exercised every day in my life. And I used to do martial arts, and even then it was only 3 days a week. Like, it was just, yeah, amazing. Anyway, but so I'm thinking about my next program, and I want to do the 21, like, get back to the basics. I know that that's
That's
but I
good for
watched-
you, for your
I
future
watched the
clients.
video, and all I hear is Autumn talking and no music. I can't do
Oh,
things without music.
If you go into the program resources, she has a Spotify playlist
That goes
that
to
goes with
goes
it.
with it.
Yeah, I recommend putting music on when you're. The reason they had to take the music out is because of copyright.
Right.
So
I thought I
it's-
had a feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's very pricey, right? To include the music in it. So
Does anyone know if there's a way that you can play Spotify and the video on your phone? Because like I do the workout at the gym, and so then I have to just listen to the video, because if I try to play Spotify or anything else, it just like shuts off as soon as I open up Beachbody. I bought, and I'm like, ah,
I don't think
So-
there
I don't
is,
think
right?
there is.
I don't think there
so
is.
annoying.
I know
That's
when
why
I
kept
do
my both phones. I bought the new iPhone, but I still have my old one, so I can like do videos and stuff. I need you.
if like for the Empower Squad like dance parties, I know that like I'll go into like my Snapchat and I'll use Spotify and it'll let me screen record with the song. So if there are like moves you want to record with the music, you can do that. But yeah, I've ran into that same problem you have. So I mean, that's the closest thing I feel like you're going to be able to do that's still allowing you to do it. So yeah, but
I know that the
Actually-
Meltdown 100, it has like the option at the top for you to have like louder music than normal, and then that was awesome. I wish they had that.
That
in
was awesome.
all of the programs. It's like we need the music to
Uh-huh.
work
Live
out.
DJ,
100%.
the live DJ.
Jessie.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we should move on with our Sunday. We're gonna meet Sam. She's gonna try some sample pre-workout flavors,
Mhm. So
so
excited.
she can be a machine. I say a cardio machine for the lit cardio from Jericho.
If that music is loud enough and I'm not thinking about what I'm doing and I'm boosted with my energy,
That's like it's nice for Body Beast. I literally turn the volume off and have my stereo going as
Yeah.
like super loud. My neighbor comes out, he's like every morning, he's like, wow, Tamara's at it early again.
Got that bod moving this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Well, have a
great.
great Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much for an awesome call. It's always so wonderful to
Thank
spend
you,
some time
guys.
with you. We love you all.
Thank you
If you have
guys.
any
Have a great
questions, let
week.
us know. Again,
Forever.
try and get those codes used. If you're not going to use it, you can send it to us. But I really challenge you all to have 2 points before Wednesday.
Especially the people that are on the fence, because sometimes they need that $40. Okay, I think that's the time.
$100 is not going to come around again anytime soon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Much love.
Bye.
Happy Sunday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Michelle.